So I think what we'll work on is we'll work on maybe finishing off like kind of a little area right here with like a TV on it. And then we can start like building out staircases to the top level and maybe work on the bedroom level on the top here. It might be kind of a cool kind of way to go. I'm just going to go into mine because I don't think, not sure what I had created. Okay, so I had some headphones and I created a little holder for that. I had my couch, I had that water bottle, I had my like basic chair here. I thought I had created a little coffee table here, but I guess I did not. So I think I'll just build that out really quick here. So if you in your space, hopefully you can get into your space. I'm assuming you can. I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat here. I've got you on another screen. Yeah, if you want to work on building out like I'm in yours right now, a little like coffee table right here, and maybe moving some of these things like off to the side a bit, and then like right here. I don't know if you started a coffee table here or something was going on there, it looks like. I'm gonna build one over here, so you can follow my lead if you want. I am going to, for this, I think I'm gonna use a totally different shape, so I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this polygon. Oh, here we go. I'm glad I didn't go too far in. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Sarah and Joel are both here. It's good. I was just explaining to Joel. We were working on, I was just looking at both of your spaces and I was trying to figure out where we were from last time. And I'm going to jump out and look at yours, Sarah. I can't remember where you were. Let's see. I'm just going to come in. And yeah, you were kind of in the same place. You had built out like the two couches and we were just going to build out, I guess we were going to go to build out like a coffee table in front. That's where I am right now anyway. So I just want to make sure, Sarah, you can get into your Tinkercad. And Joel, hopefully you can get into your Tinkercad okay. Let's just make sure of that first. So just give me a thumbs up if you are in. Joel's in, that's good. And I just want to make sure, Sarah, you can get into your space and get started on that before I go any farther. Cool, Sarah's good. Okay, so let's get going. So let's build out a coffee table in the front here first. So I'm going to, what I did is I went to basic shapes. I grabbed this like polygon. And what I'll do with the polygon, I'll just bump the height. And hopefully you two are now a little bit more comfortable in Tinkercad. Hopefully 1 week didn't make it so you forgot everything. So I'm gonna click 2 and I'm just gonna make it like 2 millimeters in height like that. Now remember F is your friend for zooming in. And what we'll do here is similar to the other one. I'm just going to lift it off the ground, maybe about 4 millimeters off the ground. You can see right here as I lift it, this little arrow appears on the side and it shows me how high. I think 4 millimeters off the ground is pretty good. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do something a bit trickier since you're both a little older. I work with elementary students in my other part of my class, but since you're both a little older, let's do something a bit harder. So let's come to the top of our design. So on the cube here, click on top, and so you're looking straight down on it like that. And remember, you can hit F always if you're like out of focus or you can't see it. And what I want you to do is once you've got it to your size here, and really the size doesn't matter that much. Mine's like 17 by 20, but yours could be whatever you want. We're going to duplicate it. So now you don't have to click this button here. You can hit Control D on your keyboard, but I think you were both Macs, so you want to hit Command D. And that'll just make a copy of the other one. So here's my first one and here's my second one. So what I want to do is I want to inlay this with glass. So I want to put glass in the middle of this. So once you've clicked on top, come all the way down to the bottom, and there's this cube here, and I don't think we did this last time, but if you click on it, what it does is it creates what's called an orthographic view. And an orthographic view is a flattened version of your work. It's basically like if you were to put it on a piece of paper and not give it any depth. Like if I go from the side, check it out. Like it's like super flat, right? But we want to look at it from the top. And this one on the left, I'm going to shrink it a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the top left corner. or top right corner, it doesn't matter which one. I'm gonna hold down Shift on my keyboard, and I'm gonna click with my left mouse up button, and I'm gonna pull it. And I'm just gonna make it a bit smaller than the other one. I'm just gonna kind of pull down a little bit. And, not like too small, but just a little bit smaller than the other version. If you kind of line them up there, they're different sizes now. Now this one right here, what I'm going to do is I am going to use it to take away from this one. So in order to do that, I am going to come up to the top, and we did this with our couch already with the water bottle. You're going to click on the hole button, which is the see-through kind of glass looking button. And then what I want you to do, once you've done that, you've got your two shapes. I want you to rotate a little bit sideways. And this shape right here, the one on the left, I want you to grab it and make it taller now. So it used to be 2 millimeters. Crank it up and make it like, I don't know, like 6 millimeters or something like that. Okay. So I'm just going to click on top again. I'm going to come over and cool. Joel, you did do that well. Nice. Awesome. Sarah, are you okay with where I'm going? I don't want to be moving too fast for either of you, but I just want to make sure you're both okay. Awesome. All right. So what we're going to do now you've got both of them. Click on one, hold down Shift on your keyboard and click on the other one. And that means you will highlight both pieces. Okay. Now come up to the top corner and click on this button right here. This is called an align button. So you can, if you want to feel fancy, you can click L on your keyboard and it will do exactly the same thing. And an align button, all these weird like circles will appear around your design. The only ones we care about are this circle right here and this circle right here. And what that does is it aligns your circle, not your circle, it aligns your polygons perfectly with each other. So they're like perfectly centered, which is really nice for what we want to do next. All right, so once you've got them perfectly aligned like that, what we're going to do, because we want to put like a glass piece in the middle of this, you're going to take your top piece, which is my see-through one right here, and what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate it again. So you're going to hit Control D, and the duplicate, you're going to pull it out. So you've got now 3 pieces. You've got your bottom piece, you've got your piece that's sitting through it, and you've got your top piece that's kind of hanging out above your glass table here. Now this top piece right here, this very, very top one, I want you to click on the height, and I want you to dump the height down to 2 millimeters. I want it to be 2 millimeters thick. And then I want you to come into it, click it, and turn it into any color you want, but make that color transparent. So just click on, if you want to do a custom color, you can totally do a custom color too. Like I'm actually going to go with like a custom red, like a dark red, and I'm going to click transparent. So I have this like beautiful kind of nice looking transparent piece of glass. I have a hole, and then I have my regular piece on the bottom. And this is going to set us up for our next piece. We're gonna do like an inlay. I guess it's called an inlay. So once you've got all these pieces set up and you've got your color, your hole, and your bottom piece, you're going to take your bottom piece, this one right here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Joel, I'll do that one more time for you. Let me move this out of the way. So you highlight both pieces, Joel, like that. Click on top, and you click on the the thing up here. It's like 2 like bars. And then once you do that, you click the center and the center, and that will align it perfectly. It'll align the 2 pieces up just the way you want. Just want to make sure you got that okay? Sarah, are you okay with this? I'm watching the chat. I've got you both on the chat, like on my separate screen, so I can see you both. Yours won't go to the middle. Okay, Sarah, I'm gonna come in and Sarah, this is yours right here. So watch what I do, okay? I am going to highlight both pieces. So I've just got both pieces here, and I'm gonna click on the little tool right here, the one with the bars on it. And then you notice I'm gonna click the center one right here, this one right here. That will align it to the center. So I want you to do that yourself, okay? So highlight both pieces, then click on, obviously you've already clicked on the outer one that's out here, but I want you to click on the center one, and that will line this up with that perfectly. I'll let you do that yourself. And there you go, you got it, perfect, that is awesome. Now this center piece, Sarah, you're gonna raise it up, and I'll do it for you, and it's gonna be at 6 millimeters in height. Now I want you to take this piece, duplicate it, bring it up, and change the color on it, and change it to like a transparent see-through piece, okay? I'll let you do that by yourself. I'm gonna come out, and I'm gonna see how Joel is doing. Hold on one second. I found a faster way to transfer between. Okay, this is good, Joel. What we're gonna do is this piece right here, we're gonna drop it. We're gonna put it right on the ground, okay? This piece right here, I'm gonna delete it. And what we're gonna do is this piece that I pulled out, we're gonna make it a bit smaller, okay? It's just gonna be a tiny bit smaller. So change it to a hole, Joel. You want that to be a hole. Awesome. Now make it taller, make it 6 millimeters for me. I'm just gonna kind of talk you through it. So make that height 6 mils. Yeah, that's good. Now what you're gonna do, watch what I do here. You highlight both pieces. So both pieces are highlighted just like I showed you there. And you click on the align tool, which is this one right here that I'm hovering over. You click there, you got it. That's easy, right? No problem. Now grab this centerpiece, Joel, duplicate it and lift it up. Like make a copy of this one. Don't worry about this blue one on top. Get rid of that. You don't want to use that. Take this centerpiece, duplicate it, and bring it up. Take this centerpiece right here that I'm pointing at. Now bring it out, like pull it up and out. Pull it straight up. There you go. Pull it up more, a little bit more. And then change it from a hole, Joel, to a color and make it transparent. Yeah, now make it transparent. Good, you're both doing awesome. Sarah, I'm just gonna come back real quick and make sure you're okay. This is harder stuff, but I want you both to practice it because it's important. Okay, that's awesome, Sarah. I want this to be 2 millimeters in thickness, please. So make that 2 mils. And then as well, click on the solid and make it transparent. Transparent's right here on the corner. That's like a see-through kind of color. So make this height on this thing instead of 6 millimeters. There you go, you got it. And then just make it transparent. Okay, I'm gonna come back out to mine because you're both doing, nope, not whole. Yeah, transparent is this one right here, Sarah. It's over on the bottom right corner and it says transparent. That's your like see-through. Perfect, that's awesome. Okay, back to mine. Where was I? I had this over the top and I was looking like this. Mine was looking like, kind of like that. Hold on, I'm gonna have to realign mine. I think I pulled that out by accident. So 1, 2. Okay, so I've got this top piece. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to highlight both pieces on the bottom and I want you to group them or pull them together. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna cut out the center from your design right here. And then what I want you to do, I want you to grab this top piece and I want you to lower it in. You can hit D on your keyboard too if you want to drop it. Check it out. So I've got this and I've lowered it in. Now, once I've got everything kind of lined up, I'm just going to highlight. And actually, if I group, does transparent work? Let me check. So I'm going to click group and multicolor. And yeah, I don't know if I can have a transparent and yep. Sarah, sorry, did you want me to go through that one more time? Where are you, Sarah? Sorry, I just saw you. I saw you talk here. Okay, so this part right here, are you talking about this part, Sarah, with the this piece, like kind of going from here? So what I want you to do right here is I want you to highlight both pieces and then I want you to group them. So group is right here. It's right up in the top right corner and it's Control G. If you're feeling fancy, you can hit Command G on your keyboard, and that will cut out the center of your table. Then what you want to do is you want to take this top piece, this like see-through piece, and you want to lower it into the table. And then you have yourself like well, a table that's like see-through glass in the center. I'll come over to you both. There you go. You got this, Sarah. So I think this is yours, Sarah. Now just lower it, Sarah. Hit D on your keyboard. Hit D and there you go. Perfect. You're exactly where I am. That's awesome. Joel, I'm going to come into yours real quick and make sure you're doing okay here. Very close, Joel. You're going to highlight. Now they've moved off center. So Joel, I'm going to show you, watch. If I highlight these things and I hit L, I can center them all. So they're all, see how they're all centered on each other? Now they're all centered. This top piece right here, I want it to be 2 millimeters. So it's 2 millimeters in height. And what I want you to do now is highlight these two that I'm just like I'm doing here. And I want you to group them with this little thing right here. And that will group them together and it will cut out the center piece from the outer piece. It'll like cut out one piece from another piece, but only highlight these two. Don't highlight this top one. Otherwise it'll group that one as well. So go ahead and do that. And then what I want you to do, once you've done that, I want you to lower this center piece into the design. And then you'll have like your fancy glass table ready to go. Okay, so highlight these two and then group them. Now this might be grouped with your table. Or is this? No, they're not. So let me help you out with that. I'm going to group them. and then I'm going to drop it, and there you go. You've got like your table, glass table ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna come back to mine. Once you've got that done, you don't have to work in orthographic anymore. You can, your question was, Joel, how do I highlight? You left click the mouse button and you pull like that. Like you can pull with the left mouse button. Although maybe you're both using, you might both be using trackpads. I'm not sure. So you should be able to click on the trackpad and pull, I think. And that's how you highlight. So grab your glass table, and then what you want to do once you're highlighted it, you've got both pieces. And by the way, if you can't highlight like I do, you can always click on one piece, hold down Shift, and click on another piece. And that way I've got two shapes. I've highlighted two shapes. Now I want you to lift it off the ground. So it's a little bit above the ground like that. So it's just kind of like hanging out in the middle of the air. You want to lift both pieces. Don't leave this piece on the ground like that. That's not going to look very good. You want that glass in the center of your table. And once you've got that done, we can add some legs onto it. So my thought is, why don't we make the legs kind of like polygon legs? So grab the polygon tool, the same one you used to create the center, and then just make the legs 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. Right now it's huge, it's absolutely massive. So just make it 2 by 2. There you go, I've got one leg, and I just bring it down, like I just kind of squish it down, and I can push it into my design like that. And I'm just gonna kind of move over. And what I like to do often is I like to use the keyboard to move things around. If I don't want to like move it with a mouse, sometimes a mouse is awkward. So I can use the keyboard and I can kind of move it around and get it where I want it. So I've got one leg that's ready to go. So what I'm going to do now, once I've got one leg, I'm going to click copy, and I'm just going to put another leg. I'll put the other leg over here. And then what I'm going to do is I've got two legs. I got my first leg. I got my second leg. By the way, my legs are 2 millimeters, and in height, they're about 8 millimeters, but I don't know how high you're going to make yours. So now once I've got two legs, it's really easy to make the rest of the legs. So I can click on one leg, I can hold down Shift, and I can click on the other leg. So you can see I've highlighted both legs. And I hit duplicate, and check it out. When I hit duplicate, it duplicates both of these legs at the same time. And then you'll notice below I have that arrow, that like double arrow, and I can rotate the other legs out like that. I can just rotate them, and I'm going to put them there and there. So there's my my table, or my glass table for my design. Kind of cool looking. Now I can highlight it and I can move it to wherever I want. I'm going to put it kind of in front of my my chairs. Now if you don't like the size of it, you can always stretch it out. You can make it longer or you can make it smaller. I'm going to make mine a bit longer, and then I'm just going to kind of rotate it again and make it sit like that. It's kind of a funky looking table, isn't it? All right, I'm going to come back in and see how you two are doing. Good, this is awesome. Is this, I can't remember if this is Joel's or, so what you want to do with this one, Joel, this leg, make it a bit smaller. So here, this is 5 by 8, make it 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is a little bit easier, like that. There you go, 2 by 2 or 3 by 3, Joel. Either one's fine. Or you can do a 2.5 by 2.5. And then all you need to do now is put this new leg underneath. But don't bring new ones in like this. Just need to duplicate. So click on this one and duplicate it. Just make a copy of it and pull the copy out using your arrow keys and drag the copy to where you want it. You don't have to bring new ones out all the time. You can just make a copy of the one you already have. Awesome. You made a pattern copy. That's good. Bring that one over. Yeah, good. You're doing awesome. I'm going to leave you alone, and I'm going to come back in and see how Sarah's doing. Let's see, Sarah. Sarah, this is good. Okay, so Sarah, all you need to do now is your coffee table is, I don't know if you want it that low. That's totally up to you. That's your design. What you want to do now is click on one leg. Watch what I do with this, and I'll let you do it. So click on one leg, hold down Shift, click on the other leg, and then all you need to do is click the duplicate button way up in the corner up here, and you use your arrow key, and you can put the two new legs over on the other side. I'll let you do that yourself, okay? I don't know, did I just mess that up? Maybe that was me. Yeah, there you go. You got your copies of your legs, and all you want to do now is click on one, hold down Shift, and click on the other, And then you can use your arrow key. I'd use my arrow keys on my keyboard to move those around. The arrow keys are a little bit easier because the mouse can sometimes be a bit of a pain to move stuff around. It can be a bit just a bit hard. There you go. That's perfect, Sarah. That looks awesome. Now, you can also put one here and one here if you want. You don't have to. But that is a really sweet looking table. And you can change the color of it to be whatever you want. Or you can raise it, or you can lower it. Or if you want, Sarah, you can duplicate it, make a copy of your table, make it taller, and make it into, I don't know what that is really, but you don't have to do that. I was just showing you, you can duplicate it and make a copy of it. So I'm going to come back out here for a second and focus on mine. I think what I'm going to do with mine actually, because I do like it, I don't like these side things. They're a bit strange. So I'm going to push them in. And yeah, that's fine. I am no interior designer, that's for sure. So on a coffee table, what would be on a coffee table? What could I put on a coffee table? Everyday objects. Could I put on a coffee table? I could put let's see, looking at some of the designs here. I could put a little basket on it, I guess. A vase. Whoa, the vase came in way too big. I'm going to shrink that by holding down Shift and dragging down. And hit F to zoom in. And I can put like a vase in the middle of the coffee table. I guess I could put candies in there or something. And what else could I put on there? Maybe something. What else other shapes do I have? I could put a coffee cup on the coffee table. Why not? Ooh, it came in really big too. Sometimes these are going to come in quite large. So I'm going to hit F, and there we go. I've got a simple coffee cup and a little vase on my coffee table, just hanging out there. Okay, I will wait here for a second. I'm going to come back in. Oh, nice. Cool, Sarah. What's that? You going to put a little pyramid on there or something? Looks good. I'll come out of yours. I'll see how Joel's doing. And Joel looks good. Okay, so Joel, you can see if you can find something to put on your coffee table. It looks like the top of the table is a little bit offline, but there we go. Now it's back in line. That looks really good. Okay, so see if you can think of something to pop on top of there, Joel, while we are waiting. Yeah, you can put whatever you want. I'm going to come out, and I'm going to think of a couple more things to put on my coffee table. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put a couple crayons on it. They come in really way too big. Actually, I don't know if I can. Yes, it's silly. Some of the designs, if they're like a company's design, you can't shrink them. See when I click on it and it turns purple? Purple means it's locked. So some things, you just can't change them. So that's too bad, but whatever. What else could I put on there? Let's see. How about a little, no, that's a flower. Oh, I could put the flower in my vase. What am I thinking? Way too big though. I'm going to shrink it. I'm going to hit F to zoom in, and I'm going to lower the flower into my vase. Although it does look a little bit strange, doesn't it? Get a bit smaller. I'll bring it up. I'll zoom in a bit more. I'm going to rotate. Let's see. I'm going to rotate this way and put it kind of right there. Now my snapping, remember, if it's snapping, see how mine's like snapping around? I don't like that sometimes. So I'm gonna go to snap grid and I'm gonna turn that off. And then I'm gonna kind of put it back to the way it was. That is a little weird because the roots are going through the bottom of the table, but whatever. It looks kind of nice. I think it looks presentable. I'm gonna move this coffee cup over. Now, right now I'm using my arrow keys. You'll notice that I am in snap grid off, but I'm using my arrow keys to move, but I'm holding down shift. So if you hold down shift and use your arrow keys, you go at double the speed. Because if I don't use my arrow keys, you can see it moves super slow because my snap grid is off. But if I hold down shift, I can move at double the speed, and I can move stuff around very precisely, which is kind of nice sometimes. So yeah, mine's looking more comfortable. I'm just going to come back into yours and see how you're doing. Good, Joel. You're putting something on the top there. Come back and see how Sarah's doing here. Back into hers. Nice. You're doing like a, kind of like a, what shape is that? Ah, isosahedron. Isosahedron. That's an interesting shape. I don't think I've even used that one before. Pretty cool. It's like I guess it could be like a spinning top, right? With like the kind of diamond point on the bottom. It's a pretty cool shape. Oh, you found like the chicken foot too. That's good. You could attach two chicken feet to the bottom of that, and you could have like you could have that sitting. You can put those chicken feet on the glass table, and then you can have them underneath the isosa. What is it called again? I can't even name of it. Gonna hover over it. Isosahedron. And you can put them underneath it, and yeah, that's perfect. Now, what you want to do here, Sarah, is you can turn your snap grid off here, and you can be more precise with your movements. So way on the bottom, there's your snap grid. If you want to turn that off now, you can now move this a little bit easy. Like you can move it very precisely to exactly where you want to put it. And remember, you can use your arrow keys to move it, or you can hold down Shift and use your arrow keys to move it if you don't want to use it. Now it's hanging out in the air right now. You can see, there you go. Perfect. That's awesome. And then just move it over a bit this way. And what I would do is you can also rotate it using these little arrows right here. So you can get it the direction you'd like it to be. Yeah, you can use your arrow keys to move that if you want. And then lower this piece using this black arrow onto that piece. And you can have it like, yeah, oh, you're moving fast. Nice. That looks really good. I think there's even eyeballs in here somewhere, Sarah. I just can't remember where they are. Is it under creatures and characters? Yeah. There's like even eyeballs and like a mustache. So you could put eyeballs on that thing, and it can be some kind of like mascot maybe for your room. I don't know. It could be whatever you want it to be. Cool. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna jump out and leave you not not try to focus on you too much. And let's see how Joel's doing. Joel, what do you got going on here? Good. So are you attaching this to the top of this? I'm assuming you're making some kind of like cover for that. Now, see how it's snapping, Joel? You can turn your snap grid off right here, and you can turn it off and then use your arrow keys to move that around, and it'll move it really, really slowly, and you can like line it up perfectly to the way you want it. Often I find the snap grid kind of annoying. Um, and if you turn it off, sometimes you can be way more precise with your movements. It's just a suggestion I have for when students want to do stuff that's a bit harder. It's better to turn the snap grid off. Okay, I'm going to come out of yours, Joel. And sorry, I just want to check back in on Sarah. Sarah had kind of an interesting. Oh, you are putting eyes on it, Sarah. Except the eyes over here. Good. Bring it getting closer. Always rotate around. And Sarah, you can always change to the 3D view, which is over here. You can switch the perspective, and sometimes it's easier to see if you use the 3D view rather than the orthographic view. It depends on what you're comfortable with, but it's totally up to you. This is looking good, though. You're really close. You need to get that eye on the other side, and then you need to rotate the eye in the direction. So get the eye closer, pull it through this way, and get that eye right through the model and on the front right there, the same direction as the feet. You're getting closer. I can sense it. Looking good. Keep going this way, in this direction. You can always rotate your view if you're having trouble with it. Okay, I'm gonna let you two play around for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna get into, I want to show you another kind of area that we can work on. Okay, yeah, all right, so I'm going to come out in mine. I think I'm going to imitate Sarah there actually, and I'm going to do a similar kind of animal and see if I can make one that's kind of like that. It's an interesting design. So let's see, F, I'm going to lift it up, and then I'm going to make it 3D because I kind of like seeing things in 3D. And I am going to, let's see here, I think that was under creatures and characters, and it was this like chicken foot thing. There we go, shrink that down. Hit F. F is always your friend for coming in and working, making things look, getting where you want it to be. Mine will have 2 feet as well, like Sarah's. I'll make it a bit longer. Oh, I like how that foot extends out easily. It's good. Okay, Control D. So there's my second one. And I'm gonna put some shades on mine. So, whoa, those shades came in way too big. So maybe make them like that and shrink them down. Focus on them. I'm gonna rotate those around. And I'm not going to use my arrow keys. So sometimes your arrow keys, like I said, are better. Now, one thing I did not talk about is how do you go up and down with your arrow keys? Because the only way to go up and down with your mouse or your trackpad is to grab this black arrow. If you hold down Control on your keyboard, you can go up or down with the arrow keys. And I'm going to assume on your Mac that it is a command button. So if you hold down Command and push up or down, you can go up or down, which is super handy for doing stuff like that. There we go. That's pretty cool. Probably not as good as yours, Sarah, but I'm just trying to make I don't know what that is though. I'm not really sure what kind of animal that is. Cool. Just hanging on the table. An octahedron. See, I've got to memorize that name. Octahedron. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to come back real quick. Joel, how are we doing here? I see you've got your part you were working on there. Keep working on that. And Sarah, see how you're doing. Nice. This is looking really good. All you need to do, really, oh, you got the other eye. Perfect. Looking in, oh, the eyes, the eyes rotating around. That's good. That looks really good. Trying to remember now, Sarah, and I'm going to take your eyes. You can keep doing your thing that you're doing there. And I'm going to take your eyes over here. And I'm trying to remember if there's a way to, I think there's a way to mirror the eye. So I'm going to delete this eye. I'm going to take this eye, and I think this tool right here. Yeah, good. You're figuring it out. This tool right here is a mirror tool. And if you duplicate it, so I've got a copy in there, and I click the mirror tool, and I bring this one out. Actually, I don't think I did that correctly. Hold on a second. If I duplicate it, hit the mirror tool, I think I can, I can't zoom in any closer. There we go. If I click this little arrow right here, I can make a copy of it that is, oh, I made too many copies. That is the exact opposite of it. It's the mirror of the design. You can see there's the mirror there. I'm going to try that one more time. I don't use mirror very often, but it is handy for, I think, what you're trying to do. So let me do this again. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to create a duplicate. So I'm going to click copy. I'm going to click on the mirror right here. It's this little weird little kind of double triangle. And if you click on this tool, it should mirror it to the exact opposite side. And then just pull it out. Oops, I am on SnapGrid, which I don't want to be. And then there you go. There's my mirror. So it does the exact opposite of the other eye. So Sarah, if you ever wanted to do that, I'm not going to do that right now, but that might be a faster way of creating the eyes using the mirror tool. But that looks awesome. That looks really good. You even put it on the point of the head. They're hanging out a little bit. So let me help you. I'm going to click on both of them, and we're going to push the eyes into the head, but I'm not going to snap grid it. I'm going to pull them in, and they're going to kind of sit on the head like that. I'm going to go back to your one. There you go. Cool. You got to have a name for that character. I don't know what you want to call it. All right, I'm going to come back out. I'm going to check on Joel one more time here, and then let's get started on our next part. Okay, so Joel, hopefully you're there. I don't see any more work on this one, but yeah. So coming back to my design, let's work on adding the TV in here. So pretty easy to do. Just grab yourself a cube, plunk it down. Oops, I'm gonna go back up to the cube here. Plunk it down, and just kind of make it a size that would be like the size of a something that a TV would sit on top of. So you can just kind of rotate it and put it up here, and you can make it a little bit higher like that. It's just going to hold like a TV on top of it. This part's going to be pretty basic. So I'm just going to make it like a brown color. Now, the one thing for this design is what we could do is we could cut out the bottom piece here so you could put things in it. And to do that, what you want to do is Control D. So you make the duplicate. So you make the copy. And this is kind of similar to the design we were doing before. You click on the whole button, which makes it the negative of it. And all you need to do is grab a corner and hold down shift and shrink it. You have to hold down shift though. If you don't hold down shift, you're gonna have a problem. Then you can kind of line it up like that. Like line it, doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to make it perfect, you can, but I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit, just a little bit, and I'm gonna highlight both pieces and then group them. And then basically what I get is a little like slot, like cutout slot in my piece. I'm gonna put the TV on top, but I just thought I'd show you that real quick. Okay, so if you want me to, would you like me to do that one more time, everybody? I can do that one more time if you want. I'm not sure how you two are doing there, but let's try and create some kind of stand with a hole that you can put things in down here. Come back and see how you're doing. Okay, so Joel, you're working on that. Sarah, just gonna see how you're doing. Good, that's good, Sarah. That's perfect. Make that, yes, hold down shift though. Don't try and, yeah, hold down shift and pull shift and it's, yeah, see how it's gone that kind of weird, see how it's got that kind of weird angle on it right there like that? It's got like a weird corner on it. I'm gonna delete it for you. You wanna do it again. So I'm gonna hit Control D, I'm gonna bring one out. Now hold down shift on the corner and size it there like that. So you got to hold down shift when you do that, and then that will size it like proportionally. It won't get those weird corners on it. You just got to make sure you hold down shift on your keyboard when you're doing that. And then you should get that side. There you go. See, that's much better. It doesn't have the like weird corners. And then hit hole up here, Sarah, and make it a hole and kind of push it into, yeah, you got it. Now push it into this design right here. Just kind of push it into it so it's kind of hanging out inside of it. And you can turn your snap grid off if you want. It's totally up to you. And then all you're gonna do, Sarah, is kind of look at it from different angles and line it up so it looks kind of like you got it. It's a bit larger on this side, you can see. So you can pull it over this way a little bit if you want, more to the right. And then once you've got it lined up the way you want it, so it looks kind of even on both sides, you just, yeah, that's perfect actually. Just highlight it all and then hit the group button, and that will take take this piece away. Now, if you wanted to, yeah, that's good like that. And then let's pop a TV on top of it. So I'm gonna come back to mine. Sorry, I have to do this with mine. I was watching you two. I'm just gonna do it with mine. I'm actually going to make that a hole and push it in. Now, if you want to make it perfect, and I'll show you how to do this, you can highlight both of them and you can click the align button, and you can see there's my align, and it'll line it up perfect. Actually, no, it won't line it up perfectly in the center because I'm off kilter. Never mind the align for this one. That is not a good idea. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna group it, and then there's my like TV kind of holder. I think the TV, if I click on the magnifying glass and I type in TV and hit enter, I think the TV's on the bottom. Yeah, there's two TVs. So there's a flat TV screen and a monitor. So I'm going to grab the flat TV screen. It's way too big, of course. And I'm just going to hold down shift and I'm going to bring it like, I don't know, down a bit like that. And there we go. I'm going to highlight both, bring it over, and there we go. So there's like basically my living room setup. Not overly extravagant, but it does have that. Flower is totally in the way of the TV, but whatever. I'm not super concerned about that. So let me turn this off and I'll come see how, nice, Sarah, that looks really good. And you got your character. Now this little guy right here, or girl, you could take them, highlight them like this, and you could duplicate them, Sarah, and you could create another one, and you could just change the colors on it and put one over here. And you can make it, you could shrink it down, make it smaller, like a mini version, or you can make it really big. Anyway, I'm just gonna make some suggestions there. If you did want to add more of these things around your room. Maybe a suggestion is change the position of your couch and or change the position of your TV so both couches are looking at the TV. Just rotate them and put them because right now your TV is just focused on that one. Anyway, I'll get out of yours and let you focus on what you want to do with that. Joel, how are we doing here? Nice. This is good, Joel. Awesome. Cool. You got like kind of the base for your TV right here, kind of a backing on it. That looks good. You can use this black square, Joel, if you want, or you can click on the magnifying glass and type in TV up here and add a TV that's already built. Either or is all good. It's totally up to you. But the option is there to add a TV in. For you as well, you will need to rearrange your room. Your TV currently sits way off in the corner over here. So maybe alter where some of these things are. So it's kind of just a bit easier to see the TV and where the different pieces are. Okay, I'm going to come back out. Really easy when I have two of you, actually. The other class is like hard for me. Nice, Sarah. That looks awesome. You can change the colors on it too if you want. Like you can bump those colors to be whatever you want. And you could rotate him, her, by using the rotation tool. So let's see. I'm just going to rotate him for you. I'm going to spin this way, down, and I'm going to grab the character. Ooh, I think he might be is he attached? No, there he is. And you can rotate them like that. See? Just be careful when you grab all the pieces, you don't grab anything extra. You can see I grabbed like 7 shapes there. He is made, oh, he's a little off the ground too. I'm gonna grab him and I'm going to lower them into the, there we go, into the chair. That's good. That looks awesome. Really cool looking room. Okay, I'll jump back out, come into Joel's real quick here. And yeah, this is looking good, Joel. Okay, so we have our basic room or living room, I guess, kind of set up and it's looking good. There's mine. Like I said, try and angle your pieces so they sit in such a way that flower is not going to do it for me. I'm going to shrink that flower way down. And yeah, if I was sitting in the couch, could I see the TV? This is me in the couch. I'm gonna go up a little bit higher. And yeah, I could probably see the TV all right. All right, so what we're gonna talk about now is your living space here is using a certain size grid. So this grid you see right here is, I'm not sure how many it is down. So if you come down to the bottom down here, there is a button called settings right here. And if you click on it, you can see this is the width and this is the length of your grid, this blue piece that you have here. So this is, I believe is this 20? I think these are 20 squares, and each one has 10 grids, 10 squares inside of it, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 10. So that's 200 by 200. So your grid is currently set up as a width and a length of 200. Now, you can make this bigger. So what you can do is you can take it and you can delete it and you can type in, let's say 300. And this back one, you can type in 300. And you can hit enter on your keyboard. And when you click out, you can see your grid has grown in size. Now the grid doesn't really mean anything. You can go way off your grid and put stuff wherever you want, but it is nice to have the grid as kind of like a base to build on. So if you feel like your grid is way too small right now, come down to the settings and you can change the size, the width, and the length of your grid to be whatever you want. There are some other custom things in here. You can turn shadows on and off. You can have a background color. So if you want like a nice green as your background color, it can do that. And you can show I always keep the grid on. And cruise when adding new shapes. I don't know that one. That might be new. I'm not really sure what that does. Okay, so just to show you kind of some of those options that you can play around with to make your workspace a little bit more comfortable. So what I'd like you to do now is we are going to build some stairs behind your objects here. So in order to do that, we are going to start with a really basic shape. So grab the cube or the box, sorry, I say cube, the box, and put it behind one of your chairs. Actually, I'm going to put it behind my this like easy chair right here. And what you're going to do is I'm going to zoom in on it. So I'm going to hit F. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. And I'm going to squish it down. And I'm going to put it at 5. So it's going to be 5 in length. The depth, I'm going to keep it at 20. So I've got 5 in length. I've got 20 as my depth. And personally, a number I kind of like to use for the height of things is 2. So that's that's the height of my stair. So 5 by 20 by 2. Okay, and just put it behind anywhere behind your chair on the back because we're going to build our staircase this way. It's going to be a floating staircase. So I will come back out. And Joel, that's yours. Cool. So Joel, bring it closer over here, over this way. And don't try and build the staircase like that yet. I'm going to show you the technique we're going to use. So I'll show you in just a sec. Um, and I'll show you the technique we're going to use to build. Let me just make sure you're both doing okay. Okay, so Sarah, you've got yours sitting there. That's good. Okay, so I'll show you the technique. So once you've got your basic stair sitting there, and by the way, the dimensions are 5 by 2 by 20. 5, 22. You're going to click it, and then you're going to duplicate it. So hit Command D or Control D on your keyboard, and this is going to make a copy. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to grab the black arrow and pull it up, and then I want you to use your arrow key to push it forward. You're gonna want to use your 1 millimeter though. Sorry, I didn't use 1 millimeter. And you're gonna push it forward till it's about, kind of like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you've got it where you want it, you're gonna hit Control D on your keyboard. Oops, see, I messed up already. So I'm gonna do it one more time. So I'm going to hit Control D on my keyboard. I'm gonna bring it up, and then I'm gonna move it forward using my arrow key. And then I'm gonna hit Control D a whole bunch of times. And what Control D does is it creates what's called a pattern. And the pattern will put the staircase one in front of the other if you did it correctly. It's a little trickier, and I'll explain why in a second. I just want to see how you're both doing. Okay, Sarah's working on it. Good. And I'll explain why it's not gonna work it might not work for both of you. I'll explain it in a second. I just wanna make sure you're both working on this. Nice, Joel. You got it. Okay. So the reason it might not work is because if you click anywhere else, like if I click on here, duplicate it, bring it up, and if I click off over here somewhere, it ruins the pattern. It will not work. So what you have to make sure is when you click on it and you duplicate it, you bring it up and then you push your arrow key and you don't do anything else. You don't click anywhere else. If you click anywhere else, it's going to mess up the pattern. Then hit Control D, and Control D will drop all the stairs up like that. So, Sarah, I'm going to assume, and I'm going to come back here, that it might be that maybe you're clicking somewhere else, and that's not giving you the pattern you want. So let me help you out. I'm going to click on it, okay? And then I'm going to duplicate it using this button right here. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, Sarah, and then I'm just going to hit the arrow key on my keyboard. I'm going to push it forward. I'm just hitting the arrow key, and now I'm going to hit Command. Sorry, I say Control, but I know you're both on Macs. I'm going to hit Control D, and that will create the entire staircase up. I'm going to back that up, Sarah, and I'm going to let you do that yourself, okay? Now, once you are up here, and I know, Sarah, you're working on yours right now, but once you're up here, I want you to create a floor by dragging the top staircase out and making an entire kind of like, this is gonna be the bedroom area. So take your top staircase and pull it out so you have like a section up there. So hold on, I'll come back. Whoa, I jumped out way too far. What am I doing here? I'm here and I should be on this one. That's where I'm supposed to be. Okay, Sarah, that's good. Yeah. Now hit Control D Command D a whole bunch of times, Sarah, and they should appear one after another in front of each other. And if they don't, they are duplicating inside of each. Yeah. So you're close. You're really close. But what you want to do is do it again. So I'll do it one more time for you, Sarah. So watch carefully how I do it. So click on the bottom one, hit the duplicate button, which is right here. So I want you to do that yourself. So click on the duplicate button right here, and then you click on the black arrow and pull it up. So you have to, there you go. Now use your arrow key to move that over. You want to use your arrow key to move that over. There. Now hold down Command and hit D a bunch of times. There you go, Sarah. You got it. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Now, take this top one, Sarah. Yeah, you can go as far as you want. And take the top one, and I want you to stretch it out so it becomes a floor. Just grab the black part here and the black part here, and yeah, there you go. Stretch it this way, Sarah, so it hangs out over this direction. So pull it this way to the left. Yeah, you're almost there. Pull it a little more to the so it comes out like over this way, over this way. Yeah, just pull it. Grab the black square and pull to the left here, just like I'm doing on my screen. I won't do it for you, but there you go. You got it. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna come back out. Nice job, Sarah. And that part's not super easy. It's hard to get the duplicates perfect. Good job. Okay, Joel. So what you need to have here, Joel, is your top floor, okay? So pull this top piece out. Yeah, you got it. And then pull it to the left and make yourself like a flat area where we can build. Pull it a bit more this way though, over to the left, and you will need to make this much larger. So click on the black square and pull it. That's it. Yeah, yeah, and make it a bit bigger too. Don't go that way. Well, I guess you can go that way if you want. You can. You don't. Yeah. Good. Nice. All right. I'm going to come back into mine. And I'm going to go up the top of the stairs, which is right here. And what I want to build, the first thing in my room I'm going to build is the bed. And I'm going to put the bed in the opposite corner because you don't want to walk up and walk right into your bed. Or maybe you do. I don't know. So the beds are super easy to make. You're just I'm going to change the color first of all. I'm gonna make it a blue. I'm gonna bring like a square out. Um, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller, like maybe 5 in height. And then I'm just gonna kind of make it a bit larger and a bit longer. So I don't know if that's exactly the size of a bed, but I guess you make the bed as big as you want. And then once you have this would be like the frame of the bed, like the outer part of the bed. You want to have the mattress on top of it. So the mattress is really easy. All you need to do, and we're using techniques we used before, right? You're just going to duplicate, pull another piece out, and hold down that shift button and make it a bit smaller. So, and then here is your mattress, right? Now your mattress is not going to have like harsh edges like that. You can use the radius tool and you can kind of like round out the edges a little bit like I did. You can bump the steps up if you want to. Now the mattress is not going to be red. I'm going to go with like a gray mattress, I think. So it's kind of like a grayish color, kind of like that. And I'm using kind of the same technique we used to build, a little bit the same technique we used to build the coffee table there. So now what you're going to do is you go from the top right here. You make sure you're on orthographic, which is your flat view, right? So you're in your top view right now. You're looking down on your object. So I'll come into both of your designs and see how you're doing. Good, Joel. That's awesome. Joel, you definitely want to put a box and then a mattress on it, right? Because those are kind of the two things you will need for a bed. Sarah, how you doing? This is good, Sarah. Perfect. All right, let me come back to mine. And then you click on one, hold down Shift, click on the other one, and use the Align tool. And then you just make it center and center, right? You always click this center one and that center one, and that will align the mattress perfectly in the center of the box that you're going to put it in. Then all you do is you take the mattress and you lower it in. So you just push it and you lower the mattress into the bed like that. So you've got this kind of mattress sitting in the middle of the bed. Now, I guess you could round the corners on the outside of your bed if you wanted to. You could like kind of make it like that, right? And then once you've got that, the pillows are pretty easy. I guess there's two different ways you can make them. You can take spheres, like just the circle, the sphere right here, and you can kind of squish it like a Smartie, and then you can squish it. Whoops, sorry, I grabbed the wrong piece there. You can squish it up, so you've got this kind of like pillow-like structure. Um, That's one way to make a pillow, and I'm gonna show you one way, and then you can just duplicate it and make another one, right? You can have them kind of both sitting there, or I guess in fancy hotels, they have them like these, like they have cylinders, and you can like hold down shift and shrink the cylinder down, and just use the rotation tool, the double arrow, and you can turn it sideways, and you could have it like, some hotels have this, although I don't think you'd sleep on these things. They're kind of, and then you could kind of squish it down like that. Actually, I kind of like that better. I think that looks more like a pillow. Now if I bevel that, let's see, can I bevel it? Yes. So you could bevel the sides, bump the segments up, and but push the sides up here, and then you're gonna have more of a natural kind of pillow look. I honestly don't like my sphere pillows anymore. They're not nearly as nice looking as these ones. And all that is a couple of cylinders that I've messed with and turned them into something different. I think that looks a lot more realistic. Let me come back to see how you're both doing. Cool. Sarah, that's good. You can use squares too if you want. It's all good. I found the cylinder was a cylinder turned sideways and squished was kind of a nice looking pillow. But I guess you could use a cube too. Hold on, I'm gonna try that out actually. So I could grab a cube, put it on the bed. I could squish the cube down. I could hold down shift and make it like way smaller. And then what I could do, I guess, and maybe this is what you're doing, Sarah, is I could push the radius up, bump the steps up, like make them high, and then I could push it down. That's actually not a bad looking pillow as well. I guess that's the other way you could do it. I didn't really think about it that way. So you could totally just use a cube and round the edges out. So yeah, there's more than one way to make. There's probably three ways to make a pillow, I guess, in Tinkercad. So that looks, yeah, it's not bad looking. I'm gonna come back and check how you're doing. That's great, Sarah. That looks really good. Joel, I'm just gonna come back to yours real quick. Now I'll leave it up to you. See if you two can make a bed sheet to put on top. Looks good, Joel. Nice. I'll make one with mine. Bed sheet. Let me see. Probably I could just use a like cube again. Push it down. Bevel it, and then kind of just like push it out. So it kind of looks like it's covering the bed like that. Nothing fancy, just um, and make it purple. I don't know why I made it purple. Now, one thing we can do, and this is a bit more fun, is we could customize the bed sheet in the center part here. So what you could do, just like we did with the couch, you could take some text right here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go into basic shapes, and my last class actually talked about this. We can go into basic shapes and we can go into design starters. It's the green one right here. It looks like a cube and it's green. And there's all these like crazy shapes you can use in here. So for example, I could grab a snowflake. There's a snowflake. I can put it on the bed. I'm going to make it like much smaller though. So I'm going to put it on the bed like that. And I can put it in the center and I can make it a hole like that. And I can lower it into the bed. So I just lower the snowflake into the bed, and then I hold down shift and click the bed, which is the bed sheet, and I group them. And that way the snowflake will cut out on this in the center of your bed. Although sleeping with a big hole in the center of your sheet might be kind of cold. But anyway, I don't have to go through the entire sheet, I guess. I could bring it up a little bit. I'm going to turn off my snap grid because that is annoying. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to put it just hanging out inside of the bed sheet. I'm going to group it, and there we go. Yeah, so you can put like a cool pattern in the center of your bed. There's a skull there. There's so many. One of the students in my other class, I think they use like the star shape and a bunch of these crazy shapes that were in here. There's like a planet shape here you could use. Like you could put the planet one, and you could like shrink it down. You could put it on the pillow, I guess. Let's see here. I'm going to bring this up a little bit like that. And I'm going to zoom up a little bit. And all I need to do is make this a hole, hold down shift, and group it. And then I've got myself like a kind of a planet design on one of my pillows. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And that was from my last class. So they think these better ideas better than me, actually. They think of these way more original ideas than I do. Let's see how Joel's doing. Okay, looking good. All right, so now once we've got that, I want to talk about the like a desk in the corner here. Now there's a tool we have not used yet, which is really cool, and it's under basic shapes, and it's called, if you hover over it, it's called the scribble tool. It looks like a blue kind of scribble piece right there. So what you're going to do is just grab it and pull it out and put it on the corner. And when you pull it out, it will open up a grid that looks like this. Now, this grid is a drawing grid, right? So you can use the pencil tool. I don't like using the pencil tool. I like using this like star looking, it's called the draw shape tool. So if I click on that, what I'm going to do is I want to create like a corner desk, like a custom corner desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click up here. I'm going to drag down. I'm going to come down to 90 degrees. I'm going to pull right, and I'm going to kind of wrap it around, and I'm going to put like kind of an alcove where a chair would go in, and I'm going to pull it around like this. Now you do not have to design yours exactly like mine. This is just the style that I'm going to design. This is going to be like a computer gaming desk or a homework desk or whatever you want to call it. So once you've got that, and 90 degrees, the reason why I'm saying 90 degrees is because we can put it in a corner then. It can sit in a corner of our room and fit really nicely. So I'm gonna click done, and I'm gonna grab this custom piece that I created. I'm gonna rotate it so it fits in a corner like that. And I'm gonna kind of hang it out into the corner. Okay, like that. I'm gonna squish it, and I'm gonna bring it up. Okay, so I'll just wait here a second. I'm just going to come back and see how you two are doing with that new tool. Joel, how are you doing with that tool? So try and grab that that sketch tool, Joel, and see if you see what you can do with it. I'll come back in here. And Sarah, I'll see how you're doing. Nice. So you got the sketch tool there. I'm assuming you're drawing in it right now. That's why it's sitting there. And I'm going to come up. Let's see here. I'll come back into mine. And while I'm waiting for you two, I'm just going to mess around with the colors on my, I'm going to make like a glass desk, I think. That'd be kind of cool. Now, if you want to edit the scribble, you want to change it, you can always click on Edit Scribble, and you can go back in, and it has an eraser tool in it, so you can actually erase parts. Like if I'm like, oh, I don't like this corner, I could always come in and just erase the corner, get it a little bit nicer looking. And I can maybe smooth out this area right here. I'm not doing a great job of it, but I'm just trying to, ooh, I did a horrible job there. So I'm gonna come out here and round that corner out. I think I'm actually making it worse. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna come back out. Okay, Sarah, how you doing with that piece right there? Come back out to Joel's. Joel, the sketch tool, sorry, I didn't see the sketch tool is right here, Joel. It's called the scribble tool. It's right under basic shapes, and it looks like a, yeah, you got it. And then you work inside of it once you've got it out. Okay, I'll come back out and click on Sarah, see how she's doing here. Nice. Okay, so while you two are working on in that area, I'm just going to put some legs on the desk. So let's see. Maybe with this one, I'm going to use a bit more advanced design. So I'm going to use these cylinders, which is we've used these quite a bit. So making legs is pretty much no problem. I'm going to make them 2 by 2. I'm going to lower them, and I'm going to zoom in on them so I can see them a little bit better. And then I'm going to put a top on them. So this little half sphere, I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to make it 2 by 2. So it's the same size as, whoops, 2 by 2. So it's the same size by 2, and I guess it has to be 2, 2, and 2 as this. And what I'm going to do is I am going to pull it up so it comes up to the top, and I'm just going to kind of, this one I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not really worried about it. So I'm going to make it like that, and actually I'm going to squish it down a bit. Actually, I might need to do a better job of this. So I'm going to eyeball it and get it like, there we go. So like that. Kind of, oops, you can see, it's hard to see in Tinkercad. Sometimes you think things are perfect, but they are not. I'm going to use my arrow tools to kind of line up. And I'm just going to lower this down. Move it a little bit right. I could do this a lot faster with the align tool, but sometimes I like practicing to get a little bit better at just moving very finicky little pieces around. Okay, so I've got like my basic table here, and I've got this piece. So this piece, I'm going to hold down Shift and click both pieces. I'm going to group them so they're one. So that's like one kind of leg piece. Just going to put it through, and I'm going to extend it up so it comes through like that. So it's kind of like a leg with a component on the top. Hit Control D. Control D is just duplicate. And I'm just going to mess around and give myself, give myself some more of them. There we go. So I've got my 4 kind of leg posts on my basic table there. See how you two are doing. Nice. This is looking great, Sarah. This piece, yeah, make it a bit shorter. What is it, 12 by 3.42? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, awesome. Take that, and then just those can be your leg pieces. That's looking really good. Come back out. Joel, how are we doing? Nice, Joel. You made like a dragon. Nice. You could actually, yeah, that's a pretty cool design. You could put that and embed it into the covers right here, or you could embed it into the floor. I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to show you. So if I take it, you don't have to do this. I just want to show you how you do this. Make it bigger, and then squish it, make it a hole, then push it down like that, group this, and you could have it like a design like burned into your floor. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. You can do that if you want. Okay, I'm going to come back out. Sarah, let's see how you're doing. Awesome, Sarah. That's looking really good. One thing I would do is we're going to put a chair here. So you might want to remaneuver your bed, like rotate it and put it in this corner, or put the bed over here. It's up to you. It's just pretty tight there for the chair, but you can do it any way you like. Okay, I'm going to come back out to mine. And there actually are some chairs you can use. So I'm going to click on basic shapes. I'm going to click on the magnifying glass. I'm going to type in chair, hit enter. And I think it has some like different types of chairs, but probably for a room, this gaming chair is probably generally the best one, and it'll come out really big. And you can see actually that the gaming chair is just made up of a bunch of like different shapes. It's got like 2 cylinders, someone's created it basically from other shapes, which is kind of cool. You could put it like that. And I don't know if I like this piece on the gaming chair, this like front stool, because you can't really use that. So I think what I'm going to do personally with mine is I am going to chop off that front piece, which is easy enough to do. All you need to do is grab a cube, rotate the cube to kind of fit around that front piece of your chair like that. I'm going to push it so it's like, you can see it's kind of, I'm going to bring it up a little bit. And I'm just going to put it over top. You can see it's like sitting inside of it. And then I'm going to hold down Shift, click the chair, and group it. And that way it should group them together, and it should cut off. There we go. That way I don't have that weird piece in the front. Now I can kind of put my chair like that. Bring it like closer to, there we go. That's pretty good, actually. Now, once I've got my desk, I'm going to put my name on it. So I'm going to grab the text, which is this one here, put it like that. My name's Nate. Oops, I didn't do that right. So delete, delete, N-A-T-E. I'm going to shrink it way down, bring it up, focus on it, and I'm just going to rotate it so I can have like a little name thing on my desk like that, just with my name in the back. And the unfortunate part about computers is I don't feel like you can shrink down the Mac computer. So if I click on everyday objects, and here's a Mac, I'm pretty sure it's a Mac, which is probably what both of you have. And if I put it there, it'll come in. It just takes a little bit sometimes. Oh, it didn't come in. Or it is there. I don't know why it's not showing. Let me reload here. Sometimes you have to reload your page. Nope, it didn't come in for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna try again. Oh, there it is. It is there. See how huge it is? The problem with it is locked. Like I said, if it's a name brand company, you cannot scale things down. They just come in like super massive. So sometimes the best thing to do is, I mean, you can build your own laptop, but that might take a bit to do. So I am going to just I'm going to type in TV, and I'm going to grab a monitor, which is this one on the very bottom. And the monitors, of course, come in absolutely massive. So I'm going to have it come in like a reasonable size like that. And I don't know if they have a keyboard. I should check. Let's see. If I type in keyboard, they do, but it's a piano keyboard. Oh, can you shrink it? Yeah, you can. Okay, well, why not put a piano keyboard? I don't think I've ever put a piano keyboard on my desk before, but let's see here. Yeah, maybe that's off to the side. Maybe it's my music making station. Never really thought of it like that. So I can put that off to the side. I have my monitor here, and then I guess I could have it as a desktop, so I could put like a small cube down on the bottom. That would be kind of fun. So, and I definitely want a coffee mug right here. So I am going to look up cup. And the nice part about Tinkercad is, yeah, you can find some of these shapes that are already pre-built. But actually, the interesting part about a lot of these shapes is you can see how they built them. Like, look at this one right here. This is just two shapes that have been like put together as one. Um, so a lot of the shapes that you are seeing, so is the chair, obviously. It's made up of like a whole bunch of different shapes. But something like this, yeah, Sarah, you can't shrink the laptop. Like I was saying, if it's a MacBook, anything that's a name brand, you cannot shrink it, unfortunately. So that's why I was saying use the regular screen there. And I don't think um let's see here. If I look up laptop, the only one they have, yeah, the only one they have is the MacBook, which is kind of silly. They should have a regular one. But really, Sarah, to create a laptop wouldn't be, apart from the actual keys, which might be kind of difficult, you could create the outer shape of a laptop pretty easily. So using like just a regular cube, because a laptop isn't really, it's just basically um, kind of two cubes used together, right? So this would be the base, I hit Control D, and I could just like this is just like obviously a very basic design, but a laptop is not too much more than that, right? Apart from the keys that are on it, you could just add another shape in the center here, and you could have it you have it looking kind of like a laptop. Now there is another way to grab stuff, but I'm gonna leave that out for now because it's a bit too advanced. So we'll just focus on this part. I'll come in and check how you two are doing actually. I haven't looked at your designs in a bit here. Nice. Oh, you brought in the keyboard. That's good. Yeah. Cool. Now, as you're working on that and kind of getting that desktop area ready, I have to have somewhere to put my clothes. I'm thinking like some kind of, not chest of drawers, but maybe more like a honeycomb kind of setup where I can place clothing in. So to do that, I'm thinking of using maybe the polygon for that. Um, so my idea is similar to our table that we had down here, is we take a polygon, we cut the center out of it, then we flip it sideways and we stack them. So they're like places where you can put your clothing. So I'm gonna just kind of show this real quick while you're both working away on the table there. And I'll just try and build one out here real quick while I'm kind of waiting. So I'm gonna take a very large version. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm just doing exactly the same steps that I did for creating the table. So I just bring this version in, hold down Shift, click this, and I make sure I align them. Click on one, click on the other, and group it. And there we go. I kind of have my like basic shape that I can use as my, I guess, for something to hold my clothing in. So I can go over here, hit F, and go up. And you can see there's two. Oops, I'm stacking them a little bit too high. I'm going to hold down D and I'm going to bring out another two like that. It's kind of a honeycomb shape and like that. So that might be not bad for like some kind of design for holding clothing in. I can make them like stack up and get a little bit closer together. I'm just holding down Shift. I could build out something like this. That might be not bad for holding, although this one's a bit far forward, but something like that for building out clothing. Now, the technique for this is exactly the same as the technique you use for building out and I'll help you through it here, Sarah. So you want to make sure Sarah, you want to make sure this one or this one right here that you're looking at, you want to make the duplicate of it. So make the copy of it, pull the copy out, and then yeah, you got it. Now hold on Shift on your keyboard and pull on this corner and make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be tons smaller, just a little bit smaller than the other one. You have to hold on Shift though. Good. And then now you make it a hole. So click on the hole button over here. Good. Now what you want to do is hold down Shift on your keyboard, Sarah. Actually, before you do that, take this one right here, Sarah, and make it a bit smaller. Click on the top part up here and shrink it down a bit. This is a bit too tall. This one on the right hand side. You want to shrink it. So it's 20, like maybe push it down to like 17 or something like that. It's just a little bit too high. There you go. Now hold down Shift and click on your other, hold down Shift and click on your other piece. And then once you've clicked on both of them, click on the Align tool up in the corner up here. This one right here. I know it's not showing for mine. And then what you want to do is you want to click the center and the center. There you go. And click the center again, Sarah. Now why is this piece, anyway, I'll shrink it down. There you go. That's kind of what you want. You want this piece and showing and this piece showing. Now all you have to do is, yeah, perfect. You did it. You didn't need my help. Now rotate it. Use one of these little arrows and rotate it forward. Yeah, you got it. So click it. Now rotate it forward using one of these. I'd use this arrow right here on the side, the one closest to the stairs, and that'll rotate your entire polygon forward, so it'll sit in the direction that you would be placing your clothing or your display case into. There you go, you got it. And then just raise it up a tiny bit, Sarah. It's sitting through the floor right here, so just grab the black. Yeah, you got it. And then just duplicate it, Sarah, and bring it out. Just duplicate it and bring out the copy, or put it wherever you want. I'm not sure exactly where you want it. You can decide what part of your room you'd want that in. Okay, I'm gonna let you kind of mess around with that, and I'm gonna come back to Joel. Awesome. Yes, that's looking great. I'll come back to mine and show you what mine look like. Mine are kind of stacked, and they don't have to be the same color. Like, um, I'll make this one green. I make this one like a yellow. I'll make this one like a red. I'll make this one a orange. I'll make this one a purple, and I'll make this one a gray. It's kind of cool. It's like I wouldn't mind having that in my room actually. It looks kind of neat. Now what you can do, your clothing would fall right out the other side. So that is not really ideal. So you can grab a just a regular cube. Oops, I pulled it out. And you want to squish it. I'd say down to about maybe like 2 mils. 2 mils is standard. I kind of like 2 mils. And you put it behind it. So you have some kind of backing on it. At least nothing will fall through it into the corners. Now, it does look a little weird, right? Because it's got these corners up here, here and here. We could cut those out if we wanted to. So what you do is you grab like a polygon and you put it on top of it like this, and you could squish that down to kind of actually I'd use the orthographic tool and I click on right. There we go. And you could rotate your polygon to fit here. Kind of fit, doesn't have to be perfect. And it's going to rotate a little bit like that. Joel, we are building out the place where you put your clothes right now. That's what we've been working on. So watch this. Control G, and it cuts it. See? It cuts the piece out, so you can custom cut it. You don't have to do that. I'm just showing you something that's it's a bit more advanced to do this, but if you really wanted like it to match perfectly, you could custom cut out all of your pieces here like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just see. Yeah, see, you can start to cut out all the custom pieces, and you'd have it like kind of it almost looks like ears on the edge. Anyway, you don't have to do that, but I'm just showing you some design. This looks really cool, like a nice stack there, kind of like a triangle. Cool. All right. Well, I've been talking a lot, and you have both been building a lot, which is awesome. Joel, we were just working on the polygon tool, and we were creating some place to put your clothes in it. Um, I'll let you two plunk away there. I'm going to work on mine a little bit more here. I'm going to put I guess it could be for clothing, but it also could be a display, right? Like you could put things in it. So I always like to go into some of these scenery ones, and they have like weird, like little things I can put in. This one's like a planet, solar system. So I could take a solar system out and I could like shrink it way down and whoops, I messed that up. I want to grab the solar system. Sometimes things can be a bit hard to grab in Tinkercad. And push it down, bring it up, squish it down way more. And I could put like a little solar system. The solar system is not super easy to work with. I could have it like inside. I could rotate it sideways like this. Well, that's an interesting design. Like that, and I could push it into my design like that. It's in the back. Like so. And what else do we have here? Check out some other shapes. This is a crystal formation. Okay. In structures and scenery, there's all kinds of crazy and strange like shapes that you can grab and mess with. Put them kind of in different areas of your design. So I'm going to put the solar system in a crystal shape inside of my little space that I'm building out here like that. That's pretty cool. What else do we have? More shapes. They have a fire. I don't know if I'd use that. Oh, there's a rug here. A rug would be that's an easy one to put out. Really simple. And a castle. That would be easy to build actually, but if it's there, I can use it. So I put a castle on the bottom. Focus in and rotate around and shrink that one down. Cool. So I've just got, it's kind of mine's more of a display next to the bed area there than anything else. So let's see how you two are doing. Nice, looking good. Okay, so we are getting near the end here. Um, Nice job, both of you. You got a lot done. You got pretty much your entire room down here done. You got the staircase done and the whole upper bedroom built.